gold was found here, gold mining stopped. But there's still, gotta fly, but there's still there was still gold in them there hills. This is what's called the dry blower, where they shook it all up, shook up all the dirt and soil, shake it up to get all the big stuff out, get all the dirt, shake it out, get those gold nuggets. That's what that is, a dry blower. You just agitate it. Tibooburra came about as a result of gold being found in this area, which in the 1880s, which resulted in a gold rush here in the corner country. But one thing about gold, you do need water to pan gold and make. In some places, it's Bathurst and Savala and all that. They actually hosed whole hillsides away. But here, there's not much water here in this area of Australia. And therefore, by the 1900s, the gold rush pretty much died out because it's just the drought hit, it's very severe, lack of water. It became known as the poor man's goldfield here in Tibooburra. And this is a replica of what it was like here in the gold mining days. You got a grindstone here. Sharpening the tools. That's the smithy, hence the fire pit there. Oh, look at this, somebody's crashed the wagon. A horse or a bullock will be tethered to this log, and when it did rain, what would happen is the bullock would go around and turn the wheel, and it draws water up from the creek into the sluice. You can see how it goes up there. So when there's water, there's no water in the moment, but when it did rain, the water will be drawn up in the bucket in the sluice, and the water will be tipped into this, and it'll run along to this here, into that sluice box, where the water will be used to wash out the clay. Gravel was shoveled into the head of the box, with smaller material was washed through a screen, leaving the larger rocks to be forked off and discarded. The remaining material was washed down the box and over a blanket of felt held down by wooden riffles. The gold and heavy material caught behind the riffles. When the riffles were filled, in the entire piece of felt or blanket and material behind them was rolled up, removed and cleaned up in a gold pan. Put all the gravel into that and it'll all get put into a felt. The gold will wash up, they'll throw out the big stuff of the useless rock. You can see how they built up the embankment to stabilise the embankment to stop it from collapsing in. It's pretty ingenious. But I'm standing in the creek bed right now, and you can see Imagine in the 1880s, I mean here it gets about 48 degrees up here during the summer. It gets blooming hot, and you've got the flies, I mean millions of flies, but you can understand why the mining ended up just dying out, because it was hard work, very labour intensive, but water intensive, but there was not much water. And so the drought finally finished off this big drought they had, I think, in 1900. And that was it. No more. Yeah, that looks like a bit of a restoration job there. Bloody flies. Mate, they're getting inside the glasses and they buzz around. I've swallowed about 3 already. This is a typical low-tech, high-tech windlass which you use to bring up the... That was used to bring up the dirt, the mine, the spoil from the mine. That's just about 4 feet. But imagine 300 feet, 30 feet down. Oh, blimey. Nearly fell down a rabbit hole. Yes, the rabbits are in there. They tripped over that. This here is a stamper battery, an ingenious process was used to extract gold from the rock, hauled up to the surface, is crushing the rock by a stamper, just crushing it. Battery by a stamper battery, driven by a steam engine. A battery could have from 3 to 20 stamper heads. Gives you an idea what it is. Once crushed, the material was passed over a copper tray which was coated with mercury. The gold would form an amalgam with the mercury, and the crushed rock would just pass into the collecting tray. Otherwise, the gold would bind to the mercury. The copper tray was regularly scraped free of the mercury and the gold, and added to the metal container, which was heated so that the mercury floated to the top and as froth, and the gold was left behind. That's what they did. Very different. So it needed a lot of mercury as well. This is known as the whip. What will happen is the horse will pull a cable which ran down here with the bucket into the mine. And the cable attached to the bucket there, the horse will pull up and the horse will pull forward, go forward, bringing up the bucket. So that's a one man, one horse operation, and they could do it all day long. This was what was used to operate the batteries, the stampers and all that. The steam engine operated by coal, firewood, whatever was going to make it work. This was the workhorse of the gold fields, next to the literal horses and bullocks. They brought here by the cameleers, the Afghan cameleers, and they used wagons to haul them up. This is the Golden Gully Mining Site, next to the Dead Horse Gully camping site.